the criminal activities that occurred within the organization. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I'm at time and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary, the Government House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I think it's important to emphasize when you think of SDTC it is an arm's length organization, and that's very important to recognize that fact. And then if you take a look in terms of the internal investigations that's been done, 2 of them within the department, then you had the Auditor General, then you had hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of standing committee. You have RCMP looking into it, and what we're talking about is redacted information in which every Prime Minister before had redacted documents at some point tabled. What's being called for is blurring the judicial independence, and that's been established through the RCMP's concerns and the Auditor General's concerns. My question to the member is, does she not recognize those institutions as strong and healthy and address their concerns? Why does she think?
The Honourable Member of Kelowna Lake Country.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member for the question. And he, in his question there, he referred to the arm's length of SDTC, and they are in fact not arm's length. The board members are appointed through the minister. They are government appointments, and we know that the operation of SDTC is where senior government officials sit in on their meetings. So they are privy to the decisions that are happening at the board level. They are there observing everything that's going on at the board level. So they are not a completely arm's length organization.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Madam Speaker, and my honourable friend for Kelowna Lake Country, I agree that we need to get to the bottom of what was an egregious violation of basic conflict of interest guidelines. But this has been cleaned up now in transferring the SDTC operations to the National Research Council. But I wanted to draw attention to, and in a previous speech I was able to do this in detail, so I'll try to do it very quickly. But what we call green funds, and being leader of the Green Party with a capital G, I worry about the small g use of the term. But quite a lot of this money was for technology that actually benefited some of the Sustainable Development Technology Canada projects in conjunction with Natural Resources Canada, included funds going to an unproven technology called carbon capture, utilization and storage that went to Canadian Natural Resources Limited, to Cenovus Energy, to Suncor. So some of the large oil sands companies are part of this emerging funding of so-called green technology. And I just wanted to ask my colleague if that makes any difference to her analysis.
The Honourable Member for Kelowna Lake Country.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I appreciate my colleague for the question. So the Auditor General found that with SDTC, that in fact there were 10 ineligible projects at approximately $58 million that couldn't demonstrate an environmental benefit or development of green technology. So herein lies the issue, where the Auditor General had found 186 incidents of conflict of interest. There's funding going to projects that don't appear to follow the parameters of green technologies, and so that's actually part of the issue with what happened here.
The Honourable
Member for Victoria.